Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Walk heavily. Something that can be used as an official medium of payment. Machine consisting of a heavy bar that moves vertically for pounding or crushing ores. Raise in a relief. Treat or classify according to a mental stereotype. A small adhesive token stuck on a letter or package to indicate that postal fees have been paid. A symbol that is the result of printing or engraving. He put his stamp on the envelope. A small piece of adhesive paper that is put on an object to show that a government tax has been paid. A device incised to make an impression, used to secure a closing or to authenticate documents. The distinctive form in which a thing is made. A block or die used to imprint a mark or design. Affix a stamp to. Are the letters properly stamped? A type or class. More men of his stamp are needed. Crush or grind with a heavy instrument. Stamp fruit extract the juice. Destroy or extinguish as if by stamping with the foot. Stamp out tyranny. Form or cut out with a mold, form, or die. Stamp needles. Reveal clearly as having a certain character. His playing stamps him as a romantic. To mark, or produce an imprint in or on something. A man whose name is permanently stamped on our maps. Walk heavily. The men stomp through the snow in their heavy boots. A dance involving a rhythmical stamping step. The base part of a tree that remains standing after the tree has been felled. Walk heavily. Cause to be perplexed or confounded. This problem stumped her. A platform raised above the surrounding level to give prominence to the person on it. Cricket. Any of 3 upright wooden posts that form the wicket. Remove tree stumps from. Stump a field. The part of a limb or tooth that remains after the rest is removed. Travel through a district and make political speeches. The candidate stumped the Northeast. Something that can be used as an official medium of payment. Someone who waits on or tends to the needs of another. Something that can be used as an official medium of payment. A boat for communication between ship and shore. Physically untoughened. Tender feet. Propose a payment. Hurting. The tender spot on his jaw. A formal proposal to buy at a specified price. Make tender or more tender as by marinating, pounding, or applying a tenderizer. Tenderize meat. Having or displaying warmth or affection. A tender glance. Used a boats, inclined to heel over easily under sail. Ship that usually provides supplies to other ships. Car attached to a locomotive to carry fuel and water. Easy to cut or chew. Tender beef. Given to sympathy or gentleness or sentimentality. A tender heart. Make a tender of, in legal settlements. Offer or present for acceptance. Of plants, not hardy, easily killed by adverse growing condition. Tender green shoots. Young and immature. At a tender age. Machine consisting of a heavy bar that moves vertically for pounding or crushing ores. A heavy tool of stone or iron, usually with a flat base and a handle, that is used to grind and mix material, as grain or drugs or pigments, against a slab of stone. A club-shaped hand tool for grinding and mixing substances in a mortar. Grind, mash or pulverize in a mortar. Pestle the garlic. Raise in a relief. Embossed stationery. Exceptionally good. A boss hand at carpentry. A circular rounded projection or protuberance. A leader in a political party who controls votes and dictates appointments. Party bosses have a reputation for corruption. A person responsible for hiring workers. The boss hired 3 more men for the new job. A person who exercises control over workers. A person who exercises control and makes decisions. He is his own boss now. Raise in a relief. Embossed stationery. Treat or classify according to a mental stereotype. A small compartment. A specific, often simplistic, category. Place into a small compartment. Treat or classify according to a mental stereotype. I was stereotyped as a lazy Southern European. A conventional or formulaic conception or image. Regional stereotypes have been part of America since its founding. A small adhesive token stuck on a letter or package to indicate that postal fees have been paid. The charge for mailing something. A small adhesive token stuck on a letter or package to indicate that postal fees have been paid. A concavity in a surface produced by pressing. He left the impression of his fingers in the soft mud. A symbol that is the result of printing or engraving. An outward appearance. He made a good impression. A clear and telling mental image. The events left a permanent impression in his mind. All the copies of a work printed at one time. A vague idea in which some confidence is placed. His impression of her was favorable. An impressionistic portrayal of a person. He did a funny impression of a politician. Dentistry, an imprint of the teeth and gums in wax or plaster. The dentist took an impression for use in preparing an inlay. The act of pressing one thing on or into the surface of another. He watched the impression of the seal on the hot wax. A small piece of adhesive paper that is put on an object to show that a government tax has been paid. A member of a naval special warfare unit who is trained for unconventional warfare. Fastener consisting of a resinous composition that is plastic when warm, used for sealing documents and parcels and letters. Make tight. Secure against leakage. Seal the windows. A device incised to make an impression, used to secure a closing or to authenticate documents. The pelt or fur, especially the underfur, of a seal. A coat of seal. Cover with varnish. An indication of approved or superior status. Affix a seal to. Seal the letter. A finishing coat applied to exclude moisture. Any of numerous marine mammals that come on shore to breed, chiefly of cold regions. A stamp affixed to a document, as to attest to its authenticity or to seal it. The warrant bore the sheriff's seal. Close with or as if with a seal. She sealed the letter with hot wax. Decide irrevocably. Sealing dooms. Fastener that provides a tight and perfect closure. Hunt seals. The act of throwing a fishing line out over the water by means of a rod and reel. The visual appearance of something or someone. The delicate cast of his features. Formulate in a particular style or language. She cast her request in very polite language. The actors in a play. A violent throw. Container into which liquid is poured to create a given shape when it hardens. The act of throwing dice. Form by pouring, e.g., wax or hot metal, into a cast or mold. Cast a bronze sculpture. Move about aimlessly or without any destination, often in search of food or employment. Put or send forth. Cast a spell. Get rid of. Object formed by a mold. Bandage consisting of a firm covering, often made of plaster of Paris, that immobilizes broken bones while they heal. Throw forcefully. The distinctive form in which a thing is made. Pottery of this cast was found throughout the region. Eject the contents of the stomach through the mouth. Choose at random. Cast lots. Assign the roles of a movie or a play to actors. Who cast this beautiful movie? Deposit. Cast a vote. Select to play, sing, or dance a part in a play, movie, musical, opera, or ballet. He cast a young woman in the role of Desdemona. A distinctive nature, character, or type. A leader in the mold of her predecessors. A dish or dessert that is formed in or on a mold. A lobster mold. A fungus that produces a superficial growth on various kinds of damp or decaying organic matter. Make something, usually for a specific function. She molded the rice balls carefully. Container into which liquid is poured to create a given shape when it hardens. Sculpture produced by molding. The process of becoming mildewed. Form by pouring, e.g., wax or hot metal, into a cast or mold. Form in clay, wax, etc. Shape or influence. Give direction to. Mold public opinion. The distinctive form in which a thing is made. Become moldy. Spoil due to humidity. The furniture molded in the old house. Loose soil rich in organic matter. Fit tightly, follow the contours of. The dress molds her beautiful figure. A distinctive nature, character, or type. A dish or dessert that is formed in or on a mold. A fungus that produces a superficial growth on various kinds of damp or decaying organic matter. Make something, usually for a specific function. Container into which liquid is poured to create a given shape when it hardens. Sculpture produced by molding. The process of becoming mildewed. Form by pouring, e.g., wax or hot metal, into a cast or mold. Form in clay, wax, etc. The distinctive form in which a thing is made. Loose soil rich in organic matter. The act of traveling by foot. Walking is a healthy form of exercise. Careers in general. It happens in all walks of life. Take a walk. Go for a walk. Walk for pleasure. The lovers held hands while walking. Manner of walking. He had a funny walk. Baseball. An advance to first base by a batter who receives 4 balls. A path set aside for walking. After the blizzard, he shoveled the front walk. Accompany or escort. I'll walk you to your car. A slow gait of a horse in which 2 feet are always on the ground. Be or act in association with. We must walk with our dispossessed brothers and sisters. Give a base on balls to. Live or behave in a specified manner. Walk in sadness. Make walk. He walks the horse up the mountain. Obtain a base on balls. The act of walking somewhere. He took a walk after lunch. Traverse or cover by walking. Paul walked the streets of Damascus. Use one's feet to advance. Advance by steps. We walked instead of driving. Walk at a pace. The horses walked across the meadow. Anything that is generally accepted as a standard of value and a measure of wealth in a particular country or region. Anything that is generally accepted as a standard of value and a measure of wealth in a particular country or region. A motor vehicle with 4 wheels, usually propelled by an internal combustion engine. A group that controls the activities of a political party. He was endorsed by the Democratic machine. A device for overcoming resistance at one point by applying force at some other point. An efficient person. The boxer was a magnificent fighting machine. An intricate organization that accomplishes its goals efficiently. The war machine. Any mechanical or electrical device that transmits or modifies energy to perform or assist in the performance of human tasks. Make by machinery. Turn, shape, mold, or otherwise finish by machinery. Reproduce by printing. Mark or stamp with or as if with pressure. To make a batik, you impress a design with wax. Dye, fabric, before it is spun. Take, someone, against his will for compulsory service, especially on board a ship. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. This child impressed me as unusually mature. The act of coercing someone into government service. Produce or try to produce a vivid impression of. Impress positively. The young chess player impressed her audience. Mark or stamp with or as if with pressure. Establish or impress firmly in the mind. We imprint our ideas onto our children. An impression produced by pressure or printing. A concavity in a surface produced by pressing. A device produced by pressure on a surface. A distinctive influence. English stills bears the imprint of the Norman invasion. An identification of a publisher. A publisher's name along with the date and address and edition that is printed at the bottom of the title page. The book was published under a distinguished imprint. An operation that segregates items into groups according to a specified criterion. The bottleneck in mail delivery is the process of sorting. Arrange or order by classes or categories. Examine in order to test suitability. A category of things distinguished by some common characteristic or quality. An approximate definition or example. She wore a sort of magenta dress. A person of a particular character or nature. What sort of person is he? Arrange or order by classes or categories. How would you classify these pottery shards? Are they prehistoric? Assigned to a class or kind. Declare unavailable, as for security reasons. Treat differently on the basis of sex or race. Act as a barrier between. Stand between. Have the connection undone, having become separate. Arrange or order by classes or categories. Become separated into pieces or fragments. Separate into parts or portions. Discontinue an association or relation. Go different ways. The couple separated after 25 years of marriage. Force, take, or pull apart. He separated the fighting children. Divide into two or more branches so as to form a fork. Make a division or separation. Go one's own way. Move apart. The friends separated after the party. Standing apart. Not attached to or supported by anything. A house with a separate garage. Mark as different. Come apart. The two pieces that we had glued separated. A separately printed article that originally appeared in a larger publication. A garment that can be purchased separately and worn in combinations with other garments. Divide into components or constituents. Independent. Not united or joint. A problem consisting of two separate issues. Separated according to race, sex, class, or religion. Separate but equal. A body of students who graduate together. The class of 97. People having the same social, economic, or educational status. The working class. Arrange or order by classes or categories. How would you classify these pottery shards? Are they prehistoric? Education imparted in a series of lessons or meetings. Flirting is not unknown in college classes. A body of students who are taught together. Early morning classes are always sleepy. A collection of things sharing a common attribute. There are two classes of detergents. A league ranked by quality. He played baseball in Class D for 2 years. Biology. A taxonomic group containing one or more orders. Elegance in dress or behavior. She has a lot of class. Make free from confusion or ambiguity. Make clear. Arrange or order by classes or categories. Punish in order to gain control or enforce obedience. keep company with, hang out with. Arrange or order by classes or categories. An individual instance of a type of symbol. The word error contains 3 tokens of R. Something of sentimental value. Insignificantly small. A matter of form only, tokenish, is informal. A token gesture of resistance. A metal or plastic disc that can be redeemed or used in designated slot machines. Something serving as a sign of something else.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.